What is up, wildlings? Colin here for a new video. What is this diet? Something a little bit different that I haven't done before that's been on my to-do list. And so I have my screen recording laptop set up here, my little trusty Randy, the whiteboard. I don't know why, just Randy the whiteboard just came to me. But that's I guess that's what I'll try calling him. I'm gonna talk today about one of these new diets that have been popular, and you're seeing kind of geared towards the typical middle-class American, obviously more of a female focus, more of that Weight Watchers demographic. I want to unpack this a little bit because it's not something that I talk about a lot on the channel. Most of what I'm talking about on the channel are for people that already are open to ideas like paleo or carnivore, keto, and they have a certain level of awareness of basic nutrition and basic human biology. And, you know, like the person that's going to be looking up the Noom Diet, I think I'm saying that right, the Noom Diet, is not going to be the same person that's going to be watching a video about carnivore. In fact, most of the people that would do something like the Noom Diet and then see a video about something called carnivore would probably think that's insane, fringe, weird, and just move on. So I want to bring some of these advanced concepts and these more aware concepts and try to apply them to something like the typical person and these mass marketed diets and highlight some of the problems with them, because there's many. And I want to bring some light to the problems with these type of diets and how they're based on a lot of the faulty information that has been continually promoted by the medical establishment and doctors and, you know, the typical person, you know, oh, fat is bad for you, or all this nonsense, right? Like, these diets are trying to take that paradigm of what is being pushed by these big powers that be and then appeal to the masses, right? And that makes sense because there's a profit motive there. People hear what their doctors tell them they should do. They see what's on the news and what's on TV and all that dogma BS crap. And then these diets come out and take those bits of advice, use some marketing and some before and after photos and that gimmicky crap, and then say,
oh, hey, you know, the new diet's going to change everything for you.
It's just another marketing gimmick BS. I'm sure some people are getting results on these diets, absolutely. But I suspect that they're going about it the very hard, long way. Like, for example, if you had from point A to point B, you have to get there. There's multiple ways to get from point A to point B. The most obvious is the straight line, or the very minor winding road. It veers a little bit, but then comes right back. And you're generally almost like a ship, right? You have to constantly course correct, but you finally get there. Same thing with air travel, actually. They're always course correcting. But if you take the other route, that is literally like all up and down, literally miles and miles and miles and miles out of the way, well, you might eventually get to that point, but how happy you're going to be that you're there, and how likely are you to maintain that course, right? Like, if you have to constantly go from point A to point B, or you have to get to this place where you're maintaining and you're constantly going the long, hard route to get there, that's not sustainable. Why do you think so many of these diets pop up, get some exposure, you know, they enter the common consciousness of the typical American, they're popular, like Weight Watchers, for example, and then they tend to fizzle out. Weight Watchers has actually been around for a while, but that's, again, just because of marketing and Oprah and money and things like that, right? I don't think it's really because people are getting results. If you also think about the fact that a diet should be easy to understand and learn within like 30 days, right? Like, give yourself a little bit of a learning curve, but there's only so many foods you can eat. There's only so many foods you can even buy at the store. You should learn how to do that pretty quickly. Then you can move on. You don't have to pay these companies anything ever again. Now, that's not a very good business model, is it?
Well, every customer, we're going to have them come in and basically buy our product one time and then never be able to sell to them again in the future. What do you think, Mr. Investor?
It just doesn't work. But if your pitch is, hey, Mr. Investor, we can get these people addicted to our product.
We'll get them a little bit of result, but we'll also make a connection to the fact that they have to stay buying our product or our subscription to maintain their weight and their results. And it is the perfect long-term, high lifetime customer value product. And our churn rate is this, and our new customer acquisition costs are this, and
With that long-winded intro, let's talk about what this Noom Diet actually is. Now, I haven't been able to really figure that out. Like, it's a lot of the typical very service level diet nonsense, but let's just kind of like look at a couple of these articles and we'll look at the website itself. Noom is a personalized weight loss plan available through the phone app of the same name. The app's creators claim that it helps people reach their personal weight goals. Of course, every app recommends that. The Noom app provides user with a personalized diet plan and access to, you get a health coach. Oh, wow. Yeah, no wonder. People can use the app to record their diet and exercise habits and to discuss their weight loss journey on Noom's social platform. And all this stuff is like reasonable. The fact is, like, if you took these same mechanisms and these same vectors, same weight modalities of tracking and doing all this stuff, but you actually applied the common sense nutrition based on our ancestral past, based on the things we know about human nature and biology, then like you could create the ultimate freaking diet program. And I think that company should become a $1 billion company, because you would save so much wasted dollars in suffering and pain and turmoil and shame and guilt. Damn, maybe I need to create that company.
Maybe tomorrow.
So Noom is an app, helps people get fit and stay healthy, right? All these companies now have this. Okay, here's a good one. Green foods such as spinach and broccoli are the least nutrient dense. Whereas red foods contain more calories and should make up less of a portion. Okay, so this is funny because this is just so absurd. They're claiming nutrient dense. What they mean to say is calorie dense. And so they're labeling foods that are green, meaning they are least nutrient dense, which is not the right way to say it. What they meant to say is have the least amount of calories. Now, again, this is a Medical News Today article, which, who can blame them? They're probably funded by Monsanto or something. Whereas red foods contain more calories and should make up less of a portion. I see. So it looks like there's a green and red system. Green is probably eat, red is not. So using these data, the app's creators develop personalized weight loss plans that they claim can help deliver long-lasting weight loss results. To get a personalized weight loss plan, a person will need to purchase a subscription, obviously, buy our product, right? Even though I could literally give you what you need to do in 2 sentences and not charge you a dime for it, that would save your life and etc. The algorithm will then decide a weight loss plan to fit this person's needs. Oh my, are you kidding me? Algorithm? What the are they talking? Now this video was trying to get an objective look, but now I'm starting to get a little pissed off because this is ridiculous. Shortly after a person logs in the first time, the app will pair them with an appropriate health coach. The coach will provide relevant dietary information and advice to help the person achieve the weight loss goals, blah, 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 blah. Is there any evidence for its effectiveness? One 2017 study found that people who frequently and consistently record their dietary habits experience more consistent and long-term weight loss goals. Wow, big freaking surprise there. Thanks, 2017 study. Gosh. Self-monitoring weight loss is a practice that tends to decrease quickly over time. That is very true. To provide this, the Noom app provides features to motivate self-monitoring. Of course, yeah. Little notification. That's gonna change everything. For all those other failed diets you probably tried. Okay, possible risks. Does not allow the user to record information on nutrients other than calories. Okay, so here is just the ultimate failing, right? And this is what I really want to talk about. I may not even go into the other stuff, but I don't want this video to be an hour, right? Because who cares? If you're not into this diet, you could probably skip this video. But if you are into this diet or considering it, or you have done it, maybe this will be useful for you. So I hope I can help in that way. But the limitation of the Noom app is that it does not allow user to record information on nutrients other than calories. Bear with me, okay? I know it's boiling up. I have a lot of other videos on this. I've talked about this ad nauseum. The idea that fat loss or weight loss is about calorie restriction or energy balance, meaning this idea that if you eat X calories and it's less than some X arbitrary number of your daily maintenance, you will magically lose weight every single day. But this is utterly not true. And there's one very specific reason for this without going into all the other reasons and all the other mechanisms. Metabolism is not static. Now, let me say that again. Metabolism doesn't just stay here, this fixed line. And so then if you just eat a little bit more, you gain fat. And if you eat a little bit less, you burn fat. It makes sense. You'd think the body would work that way. But this is not how the body works. Your body is a very advanced organism that has survived for hundreds of thousands of years, and then our ancestors for millions of years, that led us to become top of the food chain. If our metabolism just magically wasted away precious fat, which is energy, right, which is survival in the wild, the second we ate a little bit less one day, we wouldn't be here today. It's not an evolutionary strategy. There's absolutely no way that would have ever worked on a long-term basis. Metabolism is not static. In fact, metabolism tries to fluctuate to match environment. And your body does not like to give up its fat stores or your muscle stores, although it will actually give up muscle before it will give up fat because muscle usually is more metabolically active, but that's a topic for another day. Your body does not like to give up fat stores. It's like it's backup, right? It's like going into your rainy day fund to buy something. It should make you cringe. With your body, it's the same way. So if there's less calories in the environment, and you are constantly starving yourself, not eating enough, your body is going to say, oh, hey, we need to expend less energy. We need to down-regulate. We need to take certain body processes and slow them down. Not, great, I'm just going to burn off some fat. It's so preposterous, although at the same time understandable, that people think this. And there's so much evidence and even research that shows it's not true. I mean, it's just one of those things, like I still bang my head against the wall when I have to cover this type of stuff. But it's one of the old dogmas and myths that the idea that you can just eat less calories, especially if you're frequently eating, which is, again, huge topic can't get into. That's why intermittent fasting is so powerful for actual weight loss, right? This doesn't work. You can look at the past 40, 50 years in this country. People try to follow their doctor's advice. People have tried. They've tried to eat whole grains. They've tried to eat less calories. They tried to exercise more. And it has been an utter abysmal failure for the millions and millions and millions of people that have tried this. And everyone wants to blame the person, the patient. They want to say, oh, people are just lazy. They're just this, they're just that. It's honestly not true. That's another huge myth, is the idea that people that are fat it's just their fault. Like, to an extent, yes, they have to take personal responsibility, but they've also been fed lies. They've been fed dogma. They've been fed things that are literally the opposite of what you should do. It's no freaking wonder that people are the way they are. And this pressure is so strong that even myself, when I was open and I discovered paleo and then keto and all these things, and then carnivore came along, I still had this idea that I was doing something wrong. I still had this resistance to eating the fat on my steak. And I still, even now to this day, trim steak sometimes when I know I should literally be eating it. It's good for me. If this video were to end right now, I would tell you that this Noom thing is failing, or a failure, because it's focused on calories. It's focused on energy balance and the myth of calories in, calories out. But let's continue. Why not? Okay, no shade on this person, this YouTuber. She's trying to help people, doing the best she can, and nothing against the person. It's really the diet and a lot of the bad information around it that I take issue with, that has led people to make not great decisions, or, like I said, go the long way, right? So nothing against this person, and let's just kind of get into it real quick. What I eat in a day to lose weight, and the reason I'm going over this video is because it is a Noom review that is sponsored by them. So I don't know if that's accurate, actually. That's kind of weird, but let's just kind of go through it. All right, so liquid drink. I'm right in the middle when it comes to liquid drinks. If they contain a lot of fruit and vegetables and sugar, I don't like them. In fact, my favorite way to do a liquid-based beverage is actually with coffee or tea, and then using a lot of fat, protein, and very, very low carb. Now, that is a great thing to have sometimes after post-workout, maybe in a pinch, etc. But blending up a bunch of fruits and vegetables and then adding, a lot of times adding honey or other things and making this sweet beverage is just going to spike glucose and insulin levels more. And it's not good. It's just not good for you. This whole green smoothie drink thing, it's just not really the best way to do it. It's just not whole food. It's not real food. You blend it up. Your body doesn't digest. It goes in faster. Not ideal.
So while I had a moment alone, I opened up my Noom app and wanted to enter in what I had eaten for breakfast. This is something that I love to do. I think that it's super important to kind of keep track of what you're eating. I know that it helps me a ton when I stay consistent with doing this every day. So Noom is for tracking your calories, and it's for keeping track of your weight loss and steps for the day and exercise for the day. And as most of you guys know, I've been working really hard at doing at-home workouts and counting my calories within the last few months. So after having my 3 kids, I am now looking to get rid of all of those extra pounds that I have gained over the last 5 years. So since using the app, I've been surprised at how easy it is to fly through my calories for the day. You don't even realize how fast.
There's not anything necessarily wrong with tracking food. But if you're doing it because you think you're going to arbitrarily hit some below maintenance level and then lose weight like we talked about, that doesn't work. If you like tracking, if you're one of those people and it's working for you, and at least gives you a bird's eye what you're eating, right? So you can throttle. So I'm all for tracking in the right context for the right reasons.
Fast it goes. So now that I'm done logging my breakfast that I had already eaten, I'm going to go ahead and put in beforehand that I'm about to go get a veggie sandwich from Subway, which I'll talk more about in a minute. So the app has been helping me so much to just stay consistent with staying in my calorie range.
This is the problem with calories. It's this idea that all calories are created equal. It's just a measure of energy. The problem is every single food affects the human body different. If somebody's talking to you about weight loss and they're not talking about hormones and the effect of quality of nutrition as it goes into your mouth and what it does, They don't know what they're talking about. And it sounds like this entire Noom diet is based on simple myth of energy balance. If you can eat a Subway sandwich with the bread and all, veggie sandwich, like where's even nutrition? Like what's the point of a sandwich?
And if I want to be
meat?
losing weight, it tells you how much calories you can be eating each day. And then I love it because I would seriously never know if I was taking steps for the day. I don't go into my health app and look, but I love that it's all just a discount. Thank you, Noom, for sponsoring today's video.
Hey you guys, welcome back to another vlog. Today I'm going to be doing a what I eat in a day video, which I'm really excited about because I haven't done something like this for a super long time. It is not, there's like a glare. I just finished editing and my babysitter's about to be done, but I stopped at sub, kind of like light mayo, salt and pepper, spinach, banana peppers, red onions, tomatoes, pickles, olives, and cucumbers. So
you guys probably know how I feel about this idea that a plant-based diet is better or healthy or whatever. It's not. It's not. A plant-based diet is not natural. A plant-based diet is full of natural pesticides and toxins and things and anti-nutrients, and it does not have the essential nutrition that your human body needs and your big brain needs. It doesn't, and it's never going to, no matter how many impossible fake burgers or other processed crap that you try to convince people is good or better, it's never going to be better than an animal-based diet. We evolved as primarily carnivores. It just is the way it is.
it's pretty good. I'll have to check in to see. Chicken from Costco, avocado, and Kalamata olives, and then just the green leaf lettuce. Let me go check and see which kind of dressing I'm going to be using. And I logged all this in my Noom app, almost all of it. So this is the salad dressing I'm going to be using. It's just balsamic vinaigrette, the Ken's Steakhouse. It's really good. It has, let's see, it has 100 calories and 2 tablespoons. So I'll probably measure it out just to make sure I don't use too much because I've been known to drink salad dressing. Anyone else out there drink too much salad dressing on their salads?
All right, not that unreasonable, but this crappy Ken supermarket salad dressing that's basically just sugar. And actually, I didn't see what was the main oil. Actually, that's a very important. Let me look at that real quick. What is the oil in this one? Canola. Oh, there we go. Check out my video on canola and how it's just terrible for you. Canola, water, balsamic, distilled vinegar, sugar, right? Like literally added sugar to add to salad dressing, even though you already have balsamic vinegar in there. White, I might add, which is naturally higher in sugar than regular balsamic. Potassium sorbate, xanthan gum, Testodium ETDA as a preservative, and the paprika for color. Like, come on, really?
100 calories, and it has like real actual fruit in it. You have on hand water. It's actually not my favorite sparkling water brand, but it's actually one of the healthier options. It has like real actual, and so this is 5 ingredients, or at least this one does. It just tells you, wait, where's the ingredient list? So the ingredients are really simple. So it's cashews, dates, apples, blueberries, vanilla, extract, and that's it. So it's 190 calories, and it's really healthy ingredients. So this is a good one.
It's got good ingredients,
but so it's 190 calories.
Sugar? Wait, 17 grams of sugar. 17 grams of sugar. This is the other failure of going with calories as a primary tracking mechanism. 17 grams of sugar, right, in a bar like that, compared to something that has like 2 grams of sugar, like the Wild Keto Bar, is going to affect your body, your metabolism, your weight gain. They're night and day. So by focusing on that calories part of the panel, and you ignore the huge 17 grams of sugar right here, it's missing the forest for the trees. In fact, it's not even that. That's not even a good analogy. You're completely and utterly looking at the wrong thing. And when you really understand this, and you really understand how calories is kind of a scam at this point, they've even done some research lately kind of trying to call out the method used to predict calories is usually under-exaggerated, and how calories from fat, protein, and carbohydrates are all different in how they actually net in the body because they metabolize them and you have to burn them off and et cetera, et cetera. Like protein, for example, has a very high thermogenic effect. So you might only actually, get like 80% to 60 to 80% of the calories of the grams of protein you consume. You only are probably ingesting about 60 to 80% of those calories. So again, there's another example of something that is just not about the calories, whereas carbs would be more. You cannot ignore the macros and the quality of the food and look at the calories. You're doing the reverse of what you should be doing. You're doing the opposite of what's actually going to affect your weight loss.
And it's really healthy ingredient, absolutely box. So I'm just sitting here editing today's video, editing everything on the I don't know, a little bit over 100, like 100 out of all the things healthy, and which is just today for foods.
So again, no shade on her, good for her putting herself out there, being positive, optimist, trying to help people eat better, right? So nothing but let's give her a round of applause for that. But let's give the Noom diet, and I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of torn on this because they're trying to help people eat better whole foods, right? So like that's good. They're focused on calories though. That's wrong. That's bad, and that's really making it hard on people. And I don't really know what their stance on animal products is. They don't really say that in here. Like I'm seeing some salmon. I'm seeing lean meats. In fact, I don't know if I've seen any steak. Maybe that's. Let me see if I can find some steak on their Instagram. No, so actually they're probably doing the low fat thing, the lean meat thing. So that's a major failure. So there's like one piece of bacon right there. Yeah. So that's another strike for them. If you're thinking about trying this diet and paying them money, I would highly recommend watching a few of my videos first. Figure out how to do a keto, real food, animal-based way of eating, and figure out how to incorporate some intermittent fasting into your routine and cut the sugar, cut the grains, cut the breads, cut the rice, the pasta, all that crap. Aim for low carb, high fat, and moderate to high protein. Ideally from ruminant animals, fatty fish, etc. That's all you need. You don't got to pay me $20 or $149 for 3 months. You know, I mean, if you want to, you could like Venmo it to me, but I'm going to tell you the same thing. Are you doing that? It's all I would ask you every month. Are you doing what I just told you? No, you're eating this, you're eating that. Okay, well, here's your advice for the month. Go back to doing the 2 sentences I just told you. That's it. That's all you need. You don't have to pay anybody, right? The only thing you have to pay for is good food, good ingredients from small suppliers that do it the right way. That's the only thing you need to invest your money in, and maybe gym membership. But keep in mind, if you're training harder than you're used to and you don't really have your nutrition dialed in, your exercise will actually contribute to fat gain, because most people cannot overcome the hunger pangs that come along with exercise, right? When you exercise, your body gets hungry. It craves nutrition to heal and to restore. And most people that don't have very dialed in nutrition cannot compensate that. And that's why almost all the research around exercise and fat loss says that exercise does not contribute to fat loss. Over the long run, it does. Over the long run, and the more muscle you build, it will contribute to fat loss, and it will increase your metabolic rate and all these things, right? It'll also increase glycogen stores, so you can funnel more carbs into muscles instead of into fat cells. So there are benefits, but the reason people don't ever get to that point is because they're doing exercise, plus they're trying to like do some kind of diet as a means to burn fat and lose weight. And then when they get frustrated, invariably, because that doesn't work that way, then they quit, and you know, the muscles are gone, the gains are gone, whatever, right? So that's going to be it for the Noom video today. I don't know how much actually ended up there because I was talking for about 15 minutes and the camera didn't catch it. And this is a different video. So if you've been following me now, or if you're a new subscriber, most of my videos lately have been on the carnivore diet. I'm not vying away from that. I'm gonna really do all the carnivore videos I can on every possible conceivable topic, and then I'm going to evolve a little bit into more recipes and how-to stuff. That's the plan for the channel. I also want to get more into doing some of these kind of response review videos, because I feel like I can signal out a lot of the problems with a lot of the common misconceptions of nutrition and dieting. And when you take something like carnivore, which is like definitely fringe, right? It's the most natural way for humans to eat, but it's definitely fringe, at least as far as the public's concerned. And then you take what the public is doing, things you've probably seen and things people are doing around you, you can kind of connect the two, right? Because you can see me pull apart the little subtle nuances and how they're wrong or backwards or lacking. And then you can connect to something like the carnivore, or moving more towards a meat-based diet, or just like more towards a real food diet, right? I want everybody not eating processed food, basically. I want you to get off processed food. I want you to get off grains. I want you to get off sugar. If you do that, it'll change your life. And then if you want to take it a step further, look into animal-based nutrition, carnivore, ideally getting all the best foods, moths flying by, and then invest as much money as you can possibly afford into the food you're buying, and it'll change your life. It really will. So that's it for today's video. If you have any questions or comments on this, or anything you'd like me to cover next, other diets, specific topics within today's video that I didn't cover, whatever, drop it below, and then make sure you hit that like and that subscribe. I got lots more coming, lots more planned, and I will see you in the next one.